Welcome back to the FM LLaMa. We're at the top of the French National, the third tier in France. It could not be tighter. Since our last episode, our form has been immense, even though our performances have been poor. But it has not made a jot of difference at the top of the table. Nobody in the top four shows any signs of losing a game or even drawing a fixture, but something has to give today as 4th place Toulon take on 3rd place Le Herbier, and if we do not win this game, it literally is thank you and good night to any promotion hopes we had for this season. So since the 0-0 draw to Rodez in the last episode, the form has been immense. We've won 5, we've drawn 1 of the 6 games that we've played. We've only conceded once, but we've only scored once in each of the games that we have played. In 5 of those fixtures, that was enough to win us the game, but we have not looked convincing. The defence is looking tighter than a badger's backside. We've now only conceded once in the last 10 games, but up front we are looking toothless. So following the Rodez draw, we went to Bastia Burga, who are one of the teams towards the foot of the table. It took a Morgan Gilavogu goal in stoppage time at the end of the first half to give us the win, but we were unable to make it a more comfortable result in the second half. We then had a game against Bastia and it was a repeat story. Morgan Gilavogu drove us into the lead, but again, 1 goal was all we could muster. We then went to Boulogne, who are in the bottom 3, one of the weakest teams in the league. It took us until the 65th minute before Peter Musa was able to prod home a close range effort to win the game for us. We then played Cholet, who are just above the relegation places. They had a man sent off and we could still only muster 1 goal against them. Marley Aki getting the goal in the 54th minute. Against Leon Duchère, we dropped points, and to be honest, in any of the previous 4 games we could have dropped points in those. Gandhi got them off the mark in just the 2nd minute, and we were relying on a 16-year-old centre-back to get us back in the game just before the half-time interval. Then we got back to winning ways against Concarneau. Marley Aki with the goal once more in the 24th minute, but we could not extend that lead no matter how hard we tried. So we go into today's game against Le Herbier and we are 4th in the table, and we are 4 points behind Le Herbier, so even a win today would not be enough to leapfrog them into that playoff position. Essentially, if we don't win today, we're going to have 4 games left and we're going to be too far behind even the 3rd place team to have any dreams of getting out of the French National this season. However, if we could beat them, there is hope that not only could we jump into that playoff position, but that we might even be able to grab that 2nd automatic promotion spot, and here's why. So Le Herbier are playing us today. If we could beat them, we will go just 1 point behind them. And then in their last 2 games, they are away to Rodez, who are running away with the league at the top of the table, and then they will have an incredibly nervy last day of the season at home to Béziers, who are 2nd. Now, if we go back to our fixtures, you'll see that we've got Béziers to play as well. So if we could beat them, having already beaten Le Herbier, then it might just be that as well as chasing down that playoff position, we might even be able to squeeze into that 2nd automatic slot and be promoted to Ligue 2 for next season. But things clearly aren't quite right with the tactic. We are defending like beavers, but when it comes to attacking, we are really not threatening the opposition consistently. If it wasn't for some of these goals being scored from set pieces and indirect free kicks and corners, we would have been looking at a succession of 0-0 draws. So, this is going to sound drastic, like we're throwing up Hail Marys, but despite conceding 1 goal in 10, despite winning 5 of our last 6 fixtures for today's game, We've decided to change the tactic, and we've changed it pretty radically. We're switching to a back three. We're doing away with the inside forwards. We're playing wing backs. We're swapping the two holding midfielders for just one. We're moving Karl Madianga into central defence, hoping that rather than being a deep-lying playmaker, he can still ping balls around the pitch from being a ball-playing defender at 5'9", although he does have a little bit of pace. We're bringing in Cormet to offer some support to Aranat and really asking him to get up the pitch. And because of Peter Musa's rather tepid form, we're going to try and give him some support up front. He scored 4 games ago and he's picked up a couple of assists, but really he is going through a little bit of a lean spell right now, and we can't rely on him to get the goals that are going to fire us back into promotion contention. So we're going to bring in Eli Wahi as a poacher. Hopefully he can use his pace to try and get in behind the LaHerbier back line and try and make us a little bit more threatening going forward. But let's call this what it is. This is an absolute Hail Mary. But sometimes you just know that even though you're still picking up the results, the tactic's not quite right. It's not performing as effectively as you need it to. And even though we are undefeated since that tour game way back at the start of January, if we carry on playing the existing formation, eventually we're going to drop some more points, and we literally cannot afford to. We've got to win all of our games until the end of the season, so we are throwing up the Hail Mary, we are changing the tactics, and we're going to see whether anybody can catch it in the end zone. So let's get into the game. We're playing Wahi, even though he's not particularly fit. We could play Ake as a striker, even though he's more comfortable on the wings. But we've just got a feeling that that Wahi, with his extra pace, might just be able to perform for us today. Don't think he's going to make it through the whole game, but hopefully, he can provide us with a little bit more bite up front today. Also, hopefully, by taking out that second holding midfielder, we won't weaken what has been the tightest defence in the division. Hopefully, having 3 at the back there will still keep us tight, but Madianga's not a central defender. Any aerial balls, he's going to be pretty vulnerable, but we're hoping that he can still playmate from that ball-playing defender position. Whew, that was a last-ditch tackle. Whoever made that might have been Madianga. Well, they are making themselves a hero in this game already. We're clearing one off the line from Monsecure, although it looks like the whistle had already blown. Okay, this fixture has not started as well as we hoped it had. We've had a shot, but not been on target. We've matched LaHerbier. It's looking very cagey. We really do need to try and put a little bit more pressure on the opposition. Don't want to go attacking too early. They've picked up an injury to one of their wide players, but we have managed to get through yet another half of football without any highlights for our team. So let's just be absolutely clear. That was not good enough, and maybe still the tactic is not threatening enough. We're going to bring my Umbu into a central midfield 3, and we're going to go attacking for at least the start of this second half. We have to find a breakthrough. We've got to find a way of beating LaHerbier, even still just to close the gap to 1 point. We don't even need the victory in order to leapfrog them. This is just to drag ourselves back in it. But if we can, it then sends us into that Béziers game with a chance of automatic promotion. But we're relying on Gilles there. Look like the whistle had gone again. Okay, we're getting highlights now at least. Here's Madianga. We're asking him to playmate from central defence. He's managed to. Musa's won a flick on. Wahi can't make the breakthrough, but Aranat can. He's blasted one home from 20 yards, 25 yards. A blockbuster with a cartwheel. Alexander Aranat has not shown up for the last 4 games. But there's Madianga doing exactly what we wanted him to. The Moose playing a little bit deeper in that supporting role, gets the flick on, and Aranat rifles one past the keeper. Oh, okay, that's good. We're still on attacking and we haven't been able to get it off attacking fast enough. We're still celebrating that Aranat strike. Hopefully we can get away with this. There's Mayumba. Musa's come deep to get the ball. Playing it back to Gilekens. They are doing a high press. And we are giving the ball back to them. Our wing-backs have been stranded a little bit too far up the field. Reggie Perrin gets the ball away, but it's coming straight back at us. Why couldn't we get this back onto positive sooner? Okay, Monsecure wins. Can we break? Here's Wahi. He's quick. Can he take on his man? Oh, he doesn't even try. Okay, this is a long highlight. They are on the ball. Mimoun spreads it out to Gilam. They've overlapped on us. Here's Schuster. Don't dive in. Don't dive in. Okay, looks like we've cleared it. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's get it onto positive. The highlights are coming in thick and fast. We were so tense as they were attacking us. We still didn't get it off attacking. But here's Wahi. Oh, the goalkeeper has parried it wide. Marcelan looking like a licorice all sort back there. Parries it wide and then an unchallenged dive for the cameras and then he's booted it out. Okay, interesting goalkeeping. They've got a maverick between the sticks. We've got it down to positive, but they're attacking again. Echevarria picks up the ball. Here's Reg. We even contemplated playing Reggie Perrin as an attacking libero, even though we've no idea what that role does. Such was our desperation to just find a new winning formula. But Madianga he's played okay so far at central defence, involved in the goal. Echevarria is getting forward. Wahi. Oh, the goalie has fluffed it. Oh, okay, now we can get down to balanced. Now we can even think about moving Mayumba back into that defensive role. Oh, the season could just be reignited. Echevarria with the cross in, getting forward from his right wing-back position. And we thought he might be dangerous today. There is Wahi. And thank you, Mr. Marcelan, for having wrists made out of chocolate. Okay, we're at the hour mark. We've got a corner now. Aranat. There's the Moose. Moose still firing blanks, unfortunately. Think we're going to have to make our first change. Why he's playing well, but my goodness, his lack of match fitness and his overall conditioning is not good. We're going to bring Ake in. He can play as a striker and he has scored a couple in our last couple of 1-0 wins. So let's just see whether he can use his pace and trickery, maybe even to grab a third off the substitutes bench. Highlights have started to become a little less frequent now. We're absolutely comfortable with that. Aranat's got a set piece. Lucas Husek, it's been a long time since the 6'7" Czech has been up for a set piece and scored us a goal, but he has saved it for the big occasion. He towers above his opposing defender, and 3-0. Well, that now does make it a little bit more comfortable for us. We're even going to bring Gilavogu on. He can't play as a central midfielder, but got good energy, good pace, and also he's got fresh legs. Whew, so what are we going to say then? We threw up the Hail Mary in the first half. It didn't work at all. But in the second half, we have looked far more aggressive, far more potent, far more threatening. And we've still tentatively managed to keep a clean sheet as well. Looks like this could be our tactic at least until the end of the season. This is going to put us 1 point behind Le Herbier, who fulfill that final playoff place, that third position in the league. Well, we'll have a look at the table afterwards, but how close is that going to leave us to Béziers with a game against them in a couple of fixtures' time? This really could be season back on. We might be able to just sneak into that second playoff position. But right now, honestly, we'd probably take the playoff, because of a defeat in this game And even that would have been looking improbable. We're looking to the referee now. He's going to have to put us and Le Herbier out of our misery so we can see the league table. Certainly having two up front seems to have helped the Moose a little bit today. Got the assist for the goal, even though he's not really had any good chances himself. Well, let's tell them that we're very happy with the result and the performance, because that is absolutely spot on. So there we are, still in fourth, but now only 1 point behind Le Herbier, 3 points behind Béziers, but they do have a game in hand. They won their fixture early in the day, as did Rodez, but they've still got an additional game in hand on us. But if we could beat them and they could drop points elsewhere, maybe even the Le Herbier game that they've got themselves, well, we might still be able to do it if we win all of our games. So the next few fixtures are absolutely crucial. We've got Lusitanos, who are down in 17th, on the verge of being relegated. And then we're into that crucial Béziers game, who are sitting in second place, before we've got a home game against Pau. And then we've got a game against 12th place Annecy. Presumably Pau and Annecy will have nothing to play for. So we've got to get a win against Lusitanos. Then we will be back for the Béziers game. If you've liked that performance and that episode, please give it a thumbs up. If you're only just discovering this channel, why not consider subscribing? We're going to see you for that Béziers fixture, and we're going to see you soon to continue our border adventures.